이제 잠시 후면 그 대망의 결승전이 펼쳐지게 되는데요. 오늘 이 최종 결승전을 해설해 주시기 위해서 또 중요한 분을 모셨습니다. 임성춘 씨 오셨습니다. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
네, 반갑습니다. 임성춘 씨는 요즘에 해설도 많이 하시지만 한때는 정말 한방러시로 유명한 선수였습니다. 그런데 오늘 이렇게 귀중한 자리에 또 해설을 해주게 돼서 너무나 반가운 마음이 드네요.
예, 저야말로 이 세계 최고의 그 게임 축제인 WCG 2003에 이렇게 결승전까지 이렇게 해설을 하게 돼서 정말 무한한 영광으로 생각을 합니다.
네, 고맙습니다. 자, 오늘 프레드릭 카이텔 선수와 대한민국의 이용범 선수가 대결을 펼치게 되는데요. 프레드릭 카이텔 선수 같은 경우에는 이 월드 사이버 게임즈에 여러 번 출전을 했습니다. 얼마나 이 무대에 오르고 싶었을까요? 지금까지는 좋은 성적을 거두지 못했었거든요.
그렇죠. 외국 선수들 다 마찬가지겠습니다만 처음 WCG가 시작할 때 이제 프레데어부터 시작을 했었는데 당시의 수준이라는 것은 우리나라와 세계 수준의 격차가 상당히 많이 났었거든요.
그렇죠.
네, 이것이 이제 점점 2회, 3회가 지나오면서 좁혀지면서
네.
세계적인 수준이 많이 올라왔습니다. 우리나라 입장에서 봤었을 때는 정말 이제 쫓기는 입장이었는데
그렇죠.
바로 이번 이 대회에서 거의 대등한 세계적 수준의 선수들을 우리가 많이 만날 수 있었고
네.
한편으로는 참 안타까운 마음이 들면서도 한편으로는 이 WCG를 개최하는 종주국의 입장에서 상당히 좀 뿌듯한 그런 느낌이 동시에 들었습니다.
네, 그렇습니다.
네.
자, 그리고 대한민국의 이용범 선수는 뭐 대한민국의 모든 스타크래프트 게이머를 대표했다라고 말씀을 드릴 수가 있을 텐데 사실 이용범 선수는 신이에요.
예, 신인으로서 이렇게 큰 무대까지 올라온다는 게 상당히 긴장이 되고 부담감이 되겠지만
네.
예, 이번에 뭐 확실히 자신의 모습을 이렇게 대한민국에 이렇게 알리기 위해서라면은 좋은 모습을 꼭 보일 수밖에 없죠.
네, 그렇습니다. 자, 오늘 이 최종 결승은 3전 2선승으로 펼쳐지게 됩니다. 먼저 2경기를 승리하는 선수에게 금메달이 돌아갑니다. 자, 그렇다면 3경기를 치르게 되는데 먼저 첫 번째 경기를 치를 맵을 소개해 드리도록 하겠습니다. 1경기 맵은 바로 고르키 아일랜드입니다.
고키 아일랜드 2인용 맵입니다. 3, 4위전 때도 한번 소개를 해드렸는데요. 4인용 맵의 선맵입니다. 죄송합니다.
네.
반선맵의 형태로 돼 있고 시작 포인트는 양쪽 꼭지점에 4곳이 있습니다. 시작 포인트 뒤쪽으로 언덕 멀티가 있는데 이 언덕 멀티가 전략적으로 상당히 중요한 것이라고 말씀드렸죠.
그렇죠.
네, 고키 아일랜드에서의 프로토스와 저그전.
네.
글쎄요.
기대가
네.
되는데요. 프레드릭 카이텔 선수는 프로토스 유저입니다. 그리고 대한민국의 이용범 선수는 저그 유저입니다. 자, 이 두 선수가 이제 1경기를 치르게 됩니다. 최종 결승전 3전 2선승에서 1경기를 차지하는 것이 무엇보다 중요하기 때문에 이 두 선수에게는 더욱더 절실한 첫 번째 경기, 여러분의 뜨거운 박수와 함성으로 1경기 시작하겠습니다.
Hello and welcome to the WCG stream. This is Christopher Wax, Stephen Ionetti, and we're about to shoutcast a game here between the two finalists for StarCraft Brood War, FiSheYe from Germany and Ogogo from South Korea. FiSheYe getting the red, Ogogo getting the pink. Pink being probably my favorite color, especially when it comes to RTS games. I believe it garners the most luck. Anyway, Ogogo starting things off fairly normally here. We've got several drones getting minerals into his hatchery as fast as possible. He's got himself the 5 o'clock position here on Gorky's Island. That's correct, the map is going to be Gorky's Island. FiSheYe going random through just about the whole WCG tournament here has decided to choose his race in the finals. Probably a very smart move, especially versus one of the best Zerg players in the world. And as he said it, might not just be one of the best, he might be the best. Like I said, FiSheYe choosing his race. He has chosen Protoss and has gotten himself the 7 o'clock position here on Gorky's Island. Let's see how he can maximize his position, as he has gotten himself a very close position to his opponent, Ogogo, who's gotten himself the 5 o'clock spot. We've got the pylon going up right now inside the Protoss base of FiSheYe. FiSheYe now starting to build his Protoss assimilator, warping it in from Ire. More probes on the way, gathering minerals right now. And let's see what we're going to see from FiSheYe. Zerg Extractor going up as well for Ogogo. Spawning pool starting to go now. Both players need shuttles, their respective races' shuttles, as fast as possible to get mobile on this map. Interesting things about Gorky's Island. You do have expansions behind the starting locations, although they are on plateaus on a different plane. Therefore, you need some kind of dropship or shuttle to take them up there, to take your units up there and build yourself an expo. You also don't have a ramp from your starting location onto the ice, which is the main tile set here on Gorky's Island. We've got ourselves a cybernetics core going up as fast as possible. I believe FiSheYe trying to go get some dragoons as fast as he can. He really needs to get dragoons for anti-air defense as fast as possible, as well as dropping them inside Ogogo's base and possibly destroying his drones and his economy. We've got ourselves an upgrade here for the Tier 1 building, the Tier 1 hatchery. Zerg Lair coming for Ogogo. Sending an Overlord to the left side of the map now, as he has already scouted above himself. Not finding his opponent, FiSheYe. FiSheYe finding Ogogo off the start. And there goes the Protoss Starcade right now for FiSheYe. Curious to see what he's going to do here in this tournament. He's been playing extremely well, only, I believe, losing one match versus Guillaume Patry, a.k.a. Grrrr, from Canada. There goes the lair right now for Ogogo. Spire going up now as well. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Mutalisks from Ogogo. He's liking to do that, especially versus Terran. We'll see if we see a lot of those versus Protoss. I don't think so. Second Stargate going up right now for FiSheYe inside of his main base. Again, like I mentioned before, he has gotten himself the red, and Ogogo is in pink. First Stargate completed for FiSheYe. Ogogo keeping an eye on FiSheYe's expansion. Looks like he's just keeping an eye out for any possible fast expos from FiSheYe. Spire about 75% finished there, as well as a second hatchery going up right now for Ogogo. He's going to try and get out as many units as he can here with that second hatchery. Corsair out now for FiSheYe. Looks like he's sticking with a very defensive posture right now, sending over the Corsair into the main base of Ogogo. Scouting out Ogogo right now. Looks like he's just found himself an Overlord, doing a very nice Overlord attack right now, using that Corsair to peg away at the Overlord of Ogogo. He's going to force Ogogo to build more Overlords and make him waste a lot of time here. Ogogo going to try and get out some air units as fast as he can. Very nice fast Corsair strategy coming from FiSheYe. The Overlord is now obliterated. Another one coming out for Ogogo as he gets himself some Scourges, and he's going to try and use those to kill off the Corsair of FiSheYe. FiSheYe probably going to position his Corsair as best as possible so as to not be seen. We've got the Overlord picking up some drones right now. Going to drop it down for another hatchery. Looks like Ogogo is going to try and get this expansion going at his natural expo. Lots of Corsairs right now for FiSheYe, taking position over his main base. 3 Scourges not going to be enough for Ogogo to take them out. We've got a Photon Cannon up right now for FiSheYe as well, as he looks to be positioning his Corsairs inside of his base, getting ready for another attack on Ogogo. He's going to try and take out all of Ogogo's Overlords probably on the next push here, and just hold him for as long as possible. Ogogo has got himself a lot of Scourges right now. We'll see who has the better micro. I believe Corsairs and Scourges are the same speed, so it's going to be difficult for the Scourges to catch up with the Corsairs if microed properly. Now Corsairs making their way over to the right side of the map as FiSheYe trying to get an offense going. He's just now seen the expansion of Ogogo. going after some of the overlords right now of Ogogo, as Ogogo sending the Scourges over, and FiSheYe microing pretty well here. Scourges attacking the Corsairs, but the Corsairs easily finishing them off, as now here comes FiSheYe. FiSheYe going after the overlords. Excellent strategy here by FiSheYe as he's taken out all of the overlords of Ogogo. Ogogo seriously held back, sending over 2 Scourges after the remaining Corsairs. Excellent micro here from FiSheYe, concentrating on the Scourges as they came near the Corsairs. We've got ourselves a Protoss robotics facility. That probably means we're going to see some shuttles coming soon from FiSheYe. Here comes robotics support facility for the Protoss player FiSheYe. FiSheYe sending out another probe. Looks like he's going to build himself another pylon here. Running a bit low on the food count. Positioning more Corsairs in another location here. It looks like he's making a move to the right side of the map with those Corsairs, just keeping an eye on things. And we've got a creep colony going down right now. So looks like it's going to be a spore colony for Ogogo right near his drones. Doesn't want any drops right on his drones. There we go. First shuttle coming out for FiSheYe. He's picking up some probes. Looks like he's going to get himself an Expo right now. There he goes, dropping the probe off, and he will be building himself a Nexus as fast as he can. Scourges all around the sky right now for Ogogo. He's trying to scout out his opponent and the rest of the map, possibly looking for any other expansions. We've got another pylon going up as well for FiSheYe. The Nexus up, being warped in. Scourges just taking position near the middle of the map right now for Ogogo. We've got Zealots being dropped on the ice, and it looks like FiSheYe does not want to take the chance of running into Scourges, running his shuttle into the Scourges of Ogogo. We've got a probe along with 2 Zealots being dropped near the middle of the map right now. Looks like FiSheYe going to get himself another expansion up there. 2 Zealots escorting the probe right now. We've got some Reavers coming out right now for FiSheYe. Very heavy assault units for the Protoss player. I believe we only have 2 Overlords inside the main base of Ogogo right now. There comes the 3rd one. He's going to keep constantly trying to crank out those Overlords as he has been down on the units. Lots of Scourges still scouting the area for Ogogo, trying to find any possible shuttles from FiSheYe. FiSheYe looks like he's taking another spot here on the map, trying to get his expansion up. He's guarding that probe there. Looks like Ogogo making his way over towards the middle of the map. He's just now seen the probe of FiSheYe. FiSheYe trying to hide it behind some trees, but I don't think that's going to be enough to stop Ogogo from seeing them. We do have several Overlords making their way over to another position of the map. Here go the Corsairs again for FiSheYe. FiSheYe killing off yet another Overlord, and looks like he's making his way over to the right side of the map. I do not know if he got the stasis web from those Corsairs. Here come the Reavers right now, and it looks like we've got ourselves some Mutalisks as well. Corsairs coming in right now for FiSheYe, trying to defend against the Mutalisks of Ogogo. Scourges taking out some of the Corsairs there, but a nice Reaver drop owning up the drones of Ogogo. Ogogo not looking too happy right now as he's lost himself all of his drones. Excellent Reaver drop by FiSheYe. And, oh, I'm sorry, it looks like Ogogo bringing back some drones right now. He does have 5 left, but a serious hit to his economy right now as he's trying to regroup with some air units, trying to defend against another possible attack of FiSheYe. We've got another hatchery going up right now in the upper right corner of the map. Looks like Ogogo wanting to make sure that he has enough resources to keep himself moving. He has lost himself several Overlords over the course of this map, and that could have affected his strategy. Looks like FiSheYe positioning more Corsairs inside his base. He does have that Expo up in the natural Expo location. I don't see any others up at the moment for FiSheYe. He's got some Zealots placed in an odd location. Looks like he does not want Ogogo to see him putting up an Expo. But so far, Ogogo maintaining the aerial advantage and keeping an eye of the whole map. And now it looks like Ogogo making his way over towards another portion of the map right now, hoping to run into FiSheYe. FiSheYe escorting his shuttle right now, going after an Overlord of Ogogo. Ogogo going to lose yet another Overlord as he finishes off a probe of FiSheYe. FiSheYe now looks like he's scouting the top portions of the map here. Running into another Overlord of Ogogo. Ogogo, we'll see him putting down another probe, though. We'll see what Ogogo does. He's going to keep things very offensive. this is basically a drop map and an aerial map because of the way the ramps are set up. So I'm expecting to see a lot more Mutalisks and Scourges from Ogogo. Here comes Ogogo coming in on the behind of FiSheYe right now, as Ogogo has himself 2 Scourges as well. We've got a shuttle in good position here for FiSheYe. Looks like FiSheYe doing a nice feint there, grabbing Ogogo's forces away from the area he's going to attack. And yep, there goes the Zealot now, pegging away at some of the drones of Ogogo, trying to go after the expansion, forcing Ogogo to return back there. And now it looks like the Zealot of FiSheYe basically left alone. Here come the Mutalisks trying to go after the Zealot of FiSheYe. Will easily kill it off, but FiSheYe killing himself a drone or 2 there at the expansion base of Ogogo. Ogogo making his way back down to his side of the map. He's got Scourges all around his main base, along with a Spore Colony trying to defend against the air units of FiSheYe. FiSheYe not really able to build himself an expansion right now. Ogogo seems to be in control of the area. Queen's Nest going down right now for Ogogo, trying to get the 3rd tier there of his hatchery. Scourges and some more Mutalisks running into yet another Zealot of FiSheYe, and FiSheYe getting his Zealot killed off fairly easily. He's positioning himself, getting ready for another big attack inside of his base. Looks like he's just about ready to do a push here. Now it looks like Ogogo making his way over to the left side of the map, scouting around, looking for any possible shuttles from FiSheYe. FiSheYe now making a move towards the right side of the map where Ogogo's main base is positioned. We've got ourselves some photon cannons going up right now for FiSheYe. He's going to hit and possibly get his Expo up at the same time so he can still control that. Here comes the Reavers, dropped in on the drones. Nice attack there by the Reavers, killing off several drones of Ogogo. He cannot be happy, losing just about all of the expansion drones he had there. Corsairs now going after the Mutalisks of Ogogo, and Ogogo coming after those Reavers as fast as he can, and he's going after the Corsairs now. Corsairs attacking the Mutalisks, and a big fight going on. FiSheYe looks like he's trying to shift-click and take out the Mutalisks one by one. He's taken out a lot of Mutalisks, and a very good push by FiSheYe. The Reavers still pegging away here at the ground units of Ogogo, and Ogogo has lost a lot of units. Final Corsair going down here very soon. There goes. Obliterated by Ogogo, but at what cost? More Corsairs coming in right now for FiSheYe, taking out the Scourges, and it looks like Ogogo has lost his expansion entirely. He's in a lot of trouble. Another Reaver drop by FiSheYe, going after the drones of Ogogo yet again. And it looks like Ogogo has just said, good game, GG. FiSheYe returning the favor as the first map for the 2003 Samsung World Cyber Games. Brood War Finals is over. FiSheYe taking the win in an exemplary fashion over Ogogo. What a match, folks. I did not foresee the Protoss player FiSheYe winning that map in that situation. Next map coming up, going to be Cor Hall of Ceres. Should be very interesting to see what FiSheYe is going to do. It looks like his current race choice is going to be Terran. Ogogo sticking with Zerg. I think that Zerg is going to have the advantage into the next map, but we'll see what happens. Terran have a very good defense. I believe FiSheYe and his skill will definitely come into play here. We'll see how well he can micro in this upcoming situation. I believe he showcased that micro very well with his Corsairs in the last battle, using his Reavers as best as possible underneath the Corsairs and taking out the drones of Ogogo. Right now, it's looking like everyone's getting set up and ready to go. Here we go. Team Germany, very excited thus far. They have just had one of their players get one step closer to the gold medal here in the World Cyber Games. Again, this is Christopher Wax, Stephen Ionetti for the Team Sportscast Network, www.tsncentral.com. We've got more coverage of the next map coming up soon. This is best of 3. Whoever wins 2 first will be crowned the Brood War champion here at the 2003 Samsung World Cyber Games. Ogogo looks a bit upset after his previous loss. FiSheYe practically with no emotion on his face. He's concentrating very hard. He knows that his opponent is very difficult. FiSheYe again from Team Germany, Ogogo from South Korea. FiSheYe just waiting here on the cue from the announcers from GTV. As we're getting everyone ready to go here. Cor Hall of Ceres, a very interesting map. We've got ourselves some fairly far starting locations for a small map. Both players starting out on opposite corners in the 11 o'clock and the 5 o'clock position. It's also a fairly straightforward map with a lot of rushing being done. We'll see how FiSheYe handles this. He's going Terran. We'll see if he goes with a Medic Marine combination or if he goes for straight defend until Factory on this next map. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Myself, I am very excited, especially after the excellent micro that comes from both players and map control in that last match. We're just waiting right now for everything to get started. The auditorium is full here at the Cyber Arena. I feel a bit pressure to perform. But don't worry, folks, I'm not going to disappoint you. TSN does not disappoint you. Both players look like they're concentrating very hard. They both want the win here. $20,000 on the line. We'll see who can get the victory in a moment. Could hear the ambient noise probably from the crowd. Everyone very excited to see the next map. I know that just about everyone here loves Brood War, and they love watching the games here at the World Cyber Games. I know I've enjoyed my stay here thus far. FiSheYe almost appears to be in a meditative state right now, just concentrating very hard on what's going on in this match. He wants to memorize his strategy, make sure he does it flawlessly versus the excellent Zerg player from South Korea, Ogogo. As he said it himself, Ogogo probably one of the best, if not the best, Zerg player in the world right now. I think we're about to get started here on the next map, Cor Hall of Ceres. FiSheYe versus Ogogo in the Brood War finals. Terran versus Zerg, respectively. If there is a third map, it will be Dalia of Jungle. FiSheYe going to choose Protoss on that map. Ogogo, again, sticking with Zerg throughout all three games. And we're about to get underway. The audience clapping, cheering for their favorite player. And we're getting ready now. And here we go. Ogogo grabbing the top left location, the 11 o'clock location here on Cor Hall of Ceres. FiSheYe grabbing the lower right location, the 5 o'clock position. Drones mining away at the minerals for Ogogo. As is the start always in Brood War when you are Zerg. The SCVs right now for FiSheYe, mining away. Again, what could FiSheYe be thinking here on this map? I've seen a lot of players do strategies that I would never have thought of, not the standard strategies. Here in Brood War and in Warcraft 3, saw a few surprise strategies in those games as well. I had the privilege to cast Warcraft 3 earlier today. An SCV out and scouting right now for FiSheYe, making his, looks like he's going to be playing it a little bit defensive. Starting on a supply depot right now. a drone going down the middle of the map here for Ogogo. Ogogo also with another Overlord making its way down to the middle portion of the map, possibly to keep an eye out for any rushes from FiSheYe. Now Ogogo seeing where the supply depot is positioned. Here comes the drone squirting its acid spores on the supply depot. Here comes the barracks now for FiSheYe. FiSheYe positioning his buildings as to not allow a rush of Zerglings from Ogogo. I gotta say, this is probably a very tough map for Terran to win. I was a bit surprised that FiSheYe did do that. It's looking right now like Ogogo is going with a fast expo again. Wants to get those hatcheries out and cranking. FiSheYe still mining as much as possible here with several SCVs. Ogogo coming in with that drone, again scouting. And there it goes, the drone going after the SCV right now of FiSheYe. FiSheYe going to easily finish off his barracks and start on his first Marine. Bring back his SCV right now. Got some more drones coming out right now for Ogogo. Ogogo getting up his Vespine Geyser right now. An Overlord now for Ogogo, scouting the middle of the map as FiSheYe looks like he's going to scout for any expansions from Ogogo. He does know that Ogogo likes that fast expo, and especially since he is a Zerg player, sending his SCV to the main base right now of Ogogo. Going to see the spawn pool up. And the Zerg gas extractor. SCV looks like it's positioning itself at one of the expansions of Ogogo. Ogogo at the other expansion, though, so not really too helpful on the scouting there for FiSheYe. FiSheYe now bringing down 2 Marines, going after the scouting drone of Ogogo. He's going to try and chase it. He's going to try and chase after it. We've got a factory being placed down right now for FiSheYe. Here come the Zerglings right now for Ogogo, making their way down to the lower portions of the map. They will run into several Marines, though. And right now it looks like FiSheYe getting attacked by one of these Zerglings of Ogogo. FiSheYe still trying to scout Ogogo and keep an eye on what he is doing. Player being researched right now. There goes the SCV finally. We've got ourselves a factory here at another ramp for FiSheYe. 2 factories now, second one going up. And FiSheYe just trying to guard against that early rush that Ogogo is so good at. Most of the Korean Zerg players are excellent rushers. They do have amazing micro. A Zerg Spire going up right now for Ogogo as well. He does like air units. They also work pretty well versus Terran. Overlord still scouting the middle of the map for Ogogo. Spire almost completed. Got a sunken colony going as well. Looks like Ogogo watching for any possible rushes from FiSheYe. Interesting to see a Zerg player take a defensive standing. First Vultures coming out right now for FiSheYe. FiSheYe massing up some units. Looks like he's going to get a push going shortly. Spire almost completed for Ogogo. Sunken colonies up at his expansion and his main base as well. Guarding against rushes from FiSheYe. FiSheYe now coming in with an SCV. Sunken colony pegging away at it. The SCV explodes with ease. And here come the Marines for FiSheYe. I don't think I saw an academy go up for FiSheYe, so we're not going to see any medics as of yet. Here come the Vultures and the Marines for FiSheYe, making their way up towards the middle of the map. Looks like he is going to try for a rush here against Ogogo. A very good strategy, considering that Ogogo went for the fast expo. FiSheYe with the excellent scouting early on. There goes the armory soon and the academy for FiSheYe. About halfway done on both of those. Here come the Mutalisks now for Ogogo, but the vultures for FiSheYe being microed very well. No spider mines as of yet. FiSheYe with 2 vultures in a bad location there, and looks like he's just trying to hit Ogogo from different locations. Ogogo taking out the vultures with ease. Very nice defense on that push from FiSheYe. Some members of the audience being filmed on camera, and apparently they didn't like that very much. Ogogo sending his Mutalisk in front of the units of FiSheYe. Here come the vultures with upgraded speed. FiSheYe making his way to the top portion of the map. Ogogo, not really much he can do about that. Vultures just too fast, but Ogogo making his way to the lower portions of the map. We're going to see a lot of missile turrets coming from FiSheYe soon. And the siege tank now making its way to the upper portion of the map for FiSheYe. FiSheYe going to get it taken out, though, by the Mutalisks of Ogogo. Ogogo easily killing that off. And FiSheYe has lost a lot of units thus far. But here come the Goliaths for FiSheYe. FiSheYe going to try and get a defense up. He does have a bunker, but no Marines to go in it. 2 Goliaths pegging away at the Mutalisks, easily killed by the Mutalisks. No missile turrets able to go up. FiSheYe still trying to get out some Goliaths. Missile turret goes down. No Marines inside the bunkers yet. More Goliaths being killed by the Mutalisks of Ogogo. FiSheYe looks to be in a lot of trouble right now as this Mutalisk rush has seriously put a hurt on him. He's going to lose just about all of his drones. Ogogo doing very well here. Here comes more Goliaths out from the factory for FiSheYe. FiSheYe trying to hold off against these Mutalisks, but just too much. There goes the missile turret now for FiSheYe. Getting killed off just as quickly. Missile turrets in the back trying to defend against his Mutalisk push by Ogogo. Bunker, armory, machine shop in a lot of trouble right now as Ogogo just pelting away. Here comes a Marine right now, trying to get into the bunker for FiSheYe. FiSheYe going to repair his bunker. He's got missile turrets. Here come the SCVs trying to repair the missile turrets. Patry going up now as well. FiSheYe giving the smiley face, saying good game. The crowd cheering for their hometown favorite as FiSheYe has lost the 2nd game here in the WCG 2003 Samsung World Cyber Games. Ogogo now even with FiSheYe, 1-1. As both players playing very ferociously. FiSheYe taking the loss there. I wonder if his pride has been hurt or if his concentration has been hurt. FiSheYe going to stick with Protoss here on this 3rd map. I was a bit curious as to why he went with Terran on Cor Hall of Ceres. I personally think that Protoss would have been a better choice on that map, but what do I know? Dalia of Jungle going to be the next map coming up here at the Brood War Finals. This is Christopher Wax, Stephen Ionetti for the Team Sportscast Network, www.tsncentral.com. Our coverage here of the Brood War Finals will continue in a moment. We're waiting on the players to get into game mode and get ready. FiSheYe has been doing incredibly well here at WCG, only losing 1 match the entire time. I think that's fairly impressive, especially since he's been going random up until the finals. FiSheYe only loss to Grrrr. Grrrr, Guillaume, Patry from Canada. He did very well here as well at the World Cyber Games, coming in 3rd, grabbing himself and Team Canada a bronze medal. Ogogo, I believe, only taking a loss versus Silent Control, a fellow member of the South Korean team. Silent Control fought Grrrr yesterday. for the bronze medal. Looks like we're getting readied up right now. The final map about to take place. Crowd holding their breath in total awe of these awesome Brood War players. I know the hometown audience here wants the player from South Korea, Ogogo, who is going Zerg again on the last map to win here. They want Korea to take home the gold medal. I don't believe Korea has won a medal yet, besides in Survival Project, their home-sponsored game. All right, the sounds of the crown you hear are going to be the signal for the beginning of this match. And now we are underway. FiSheYe in yellow, Ogogo in the blue. The map is going to be Dalia of Jungle, probably closest to Lost Temple for Brood War. Starting locations being in the top middle, middle left, middle right, and middle and bottom middle. Basically forming a cross here. Interesting things to take of note on this map are the expansions that are enclosed by a wall of rock, a thin wall of rock, still able to be attacked, at least the drones or the workers are, with some nice range siege. And we've got ourselves an Overlord making its way over to the middle right portion of the map here for Ogogo, doing some early scouting. Gateway going down right now for the Protoss player, FiSheYe. Drone out scouting as well for Ogogo. He wants to find his opponent as fast as possible. Another important factor to note in this map is the bridges. There are 3 bridges leading to the players' starting locations. If you do not do a drop, you have to go through those bridges to get to your opponent. So controlling these bridges could be key in stopping the ground forces of either player. We'll see what we see here. Probe out scouting inside the main base right now of Ogogo. Probe going after the spawning pool, doing a little bit of attacking there. FiSheYe just going to run around. Ogogo, micro, very fast on the keyboard right now. Ogogo finding the base of FiSheYe, sending his Overlord across the map to try and cover the main base of FiSheYe right now. Spawning pool almost completed for Ogogo, about 65% of the way there right now. Zealot off and going already here for FiSheYe. Looks like he's going to scout for any fast expos. But again, they are enclosed on this map. It's going to be difficult to do. FiSheYe just positioning a Zealot, it looks like. Possibly going to come in and do a little bit of a push here on Ogogo. More Zealots making their way up to the top right location on this map. Looks like FiSheYe just kind of taking position here in the middle. We got our first batch of Zerglings out right now for Ogogo. Looks like he's running around trying to catch the probe of FiSheYe. FiSheYe easily able to avoid that, and we'll try and get the probe out as fast as he can. More Zealots making their way to the top right portion of the map. Looks like we are going to have ourselves possible shield battery rush coming. We do have a probe in position. A Nexus going up as well for an expansion for FiSheYe. Hatchery up going as well for Ogogo. And right now FiSheYe doing a little bit of scouting, trying to draw the Lings off the ramp. And Ogogo seeing that, He's going to allow the Zealots to climb up the ramp here by FiSheYe. FiSheYe getting his probe killed off there. Nexus almost completed. A little bit more than halfway completed. Another gateway going up inside the base of FiSheYe right now. He's bringing over another probe here, possibly to do a little bit more of feinting versus Ogogo. Hydralisk then going up now as well for Ogogo. Looks like he's taking a slightly different strat into consideration. He's not going to be going air on this map, at least this early on. Both players changing up their strategies for each map. We got 4 Zealots on the ramp right now for FiSheYe. Ogogo just leaving his Overlord there to scout. Here come the probes for FiSheYe's expansion. He's getting himself more minerals now. And right now, Ogogo taking position just outside of his expansion base. Oh, it looks like we've got an offensive pylon going up here for FiSheYe. Just going to keep an eye on that expansion and force Ogogo to kill it before he can put his expansion in an optimal place. Ogogo with 2 lings up on the ramp right now as the probe of FiSheYe trying to make his way up there. And now here comes Ogogo bringing his lings back as he's seen the Zealots on FiSheYe's ramp. Lings making their way to the top right portion of the map, and now is FiSheYe seeing that, trying to kill off that pylon before he even starts to build an expo. Here comes the drone. Now FiSheYe knows that there is an expo going up in that location. We've got ourselves several Hydralisks along with Zerglings for Ogogo on the ramp. Looks like he's going to make a push soon. Citadel of Adun going up. Going to boost his Zealots with that. Photon Cannon going up as well now for FiSheYe. Sending his probe down the ramp. Moving his Zealots back into position to block the ramp. We'll see what he's able to do here. Lurkers. I'm seeing some Lurkers, folks. For Ogogo, very useful unit. Especially in drops. They're also fairly quick. Now here comes Ogogo trying to go up the ramp of FiSheYe. FiSheYe just denying Ogogo. Getting a couple shots in there on the links. Here come the Lurkers along with some more links for Ogogo, making his way down to the middle left portion of the map and home to FiSheYe. Ogogo trying to control the bridges right now here on Dalia of Jungle. He's got his lings in position, and there go the lings after a stray probe of FiSheYe. FiSheYe still trying to keep an eye on Ogogo. And here comes the Lurker going after the expansion right now of FiSheYe. It's a little bit too far away, though, and FiSheYe not really able to take any damage there. Moved his probes out of harm's way. Lurker denying those probes access to the minerals. We got some clapping going on here in the audience. Looks like they want to see some action. Lurker's taking position just outside the base right now of FiSheYe. FiSheYe has to be a bit worried as he's seeing the Zerg menace coming much, much closer to his base than he'd like it to be. A Spire finally going up right now for Ogogo. We've got some Dark Templar now coming as well for FiSheYe. FiSheYe with those Dark Templar. Running into the Lurkers here of Ogogo. FiSheYe sending a Dark Templar now over to another location on the map. Looks like he's going to do a possible attack here on the upper right expansion of Ogogo. Ogogo going to be sending himself up a creep colony for a possible sunken colony coming up shortly. Dark Templar on the move towards the upper right portion of the map. Ogogo setting up that creep colony. Makes me wonder here if Ogogo didn't hear the announcers. Now starting on that sunken colony. Here comes the Dark Templar of FiSheYe. Now here come the Lings going after the Dark Templar of FiSheYe. FiSheYe getting that detected quite easily by the Overlord of Ogogo. FiSheYe just kind of defending inside his base. He did get the +1 upgrade to the Psy Blades. Some Protoss players like to go with the +1, spending minerals there early on. Observer coming out right now from the robotics facility for FiSheYe. Here comes some Mutalists making their way over to the middle left portion of the map right now, as we could have ourselves a very big battle, folks. The Zerg player Ogogo setting up for a nice big push here. Here comes the Zealots going after a lurker right now of Ogogo. Ogogo coming in with the Mutalists right now, should easily be able to take care of these Zealots. And here comes the Mutalists going after the Observers. And there go the Zealots killing off the lurker. And oh my word, Ogogo just losing his lurker there with ease. Photon cannons pegging away at the Mutalists of Ogogo. And Ogogo retreating back to his base here, saving up for a bigger push. Doesn't want to take unit losses where he has to. Here comes 2 Dark Templar. Dark Templar making a run here on the main base of Ogogo. Ogogo with the speed upgrade on his Overlord should be able to easily catch up with the Dark Templar. Dark Templar found and killed for Ogogo. 1 drone did get killed in that push. Not very successful for FiSheYe, but you never know. Every little bit helps. Here come the Dragoons now for FiSheYe. FiSheYe trying to take on the Mutalists in a bad location, and Ogogo will force FiSheYe to retreat further into his base. An Overlord in the expansion location here for Ogogo on FiSheYe. Just keeping an eye out, seeing what's going on, see if there are any observers around. And he possibly will get a lurker up there to defend those minerals and not let FiSheYe do anything. Zerg Evolution Chamber going up now as well. Here come the Mutalists going after the probes and the observer of FiSheYe. FiSheYe easily gets his observer killed off here. Now it looks like Ogogo making his way to the upper right portions of the map. Here comes FiSheYe. FiSheYe running into several Zerglings. Bad positioning here for FiSheYe. FiSheYe bringing in some reinforcements, though, and killing off the Zerglings. He's got more Zealots than Zerglings now, because there ain't no Zerglings left in that bridge. Now here comes FiSheYe trying to divide the forces of Ogogo as he heads to the expansion, trying to hurt the expansion of Ogogo. 1 Zealot trying to take out several of the Zerglings of Ogogo. Very nice feint coming up here for FiSheYe. Looks like it was killed off there, though, by the Mutalisks of Ogogo. Probe still working away inside FiSheYe's main base. We've got another gateway going up. I believe that's our 3rd, possibly a 4th one. Yep. 4th one as well now for FiSheYe. FiSheYe's going to start to crank out the Dragoons here. He did very well with Reavers. Let's see if we see any Reaver drops as well from FiSheYe. He's been playing very well with Protoss, but this is a very good South Korean player in Ogogo. Ogogo with about 10 Mutalisks making his way down towards the expansion base of FiSheYe right now. So far, it looks like Ogogo with map control. Photon cannon seeing those Mutalisks getting a hit off, and now it looks like the lurker for Ogogo just outside that main base, or just outside that expansion base of FiSheYe. FiSheYe still mining those minerals without too many problems from the lurker. Photon cannon going up in another location here for FiSheYe. FiSheYe staying so far fairly defensive. He's been doing very well while playing offensive, though, so I'm interested to see why he's taken this defensive strategy. And here comes Ogogo now going after the photon cannons of FiSheYe. He sees 1 too many, though, and gets the heck out of there. Now here comes FiSheYe. FiSheYe making a run here from his ramp. Looks like he's going after the lurkers of Ogogo. Ogogo in some trouble now as FiSheYe positioning himself to take over the map control here on Dalia of Jungle. The crowd clapping as they are not seeing too much of a fight here from Ogogo. But no, Ogogo with lots of units here in the middle of the map. Those are the South Koreans cheering for their player. But now we are going to see a big battle coming up here as FiSheYe making a push on the units of Ogogo. Here comes FiSheYe going after the lurkers of Ogogo. Ogogo not able to set his lurkers down into the ground. And there comes the burrow. Ogogo coming in from behind on FiSheYe with the Mutalisk, going after the Dragoons. Dragoons banging away at the Mutalisk. Looks like FiSheYe is taking out those Mutalisks first. And here come the Lings. The Lings are owning up those Dragoons. The Zealots setting up in front of the Dragoons as fast as possible. And we've got some very nice choke point control by FiSheYe, but he's seeing that he is not going to win the battle and is running back to his base with his tail between his legs. Just a few too many Zerglings for FiSheYe. Now FiSheYe looks like he's still moving to another portion of the map. He does not want to lose the battle here to Ogogo. Ogogo just setting up outside the main base of FiSheYe right now. Ogogo with a lot of lurkers making their way up to assist the Zerglings. FiSheYe in some trouble right now. Ogogo positioning himself outside the main base of FiSheYe right now. It's not looking too good for FiSheYe. Can he hold off the advances of Ogogo, who so far has been controlling this map very well? FiSheYe now about to lose a pylon here to Ogogo and his lurkers, Lings and Mutalisks. Oh my. Patry again going up for Ogogo. He's got himself, I believe, 3 expansions so far on this map. High Templar now for FiSheYe. Let's see how well he micros those High Templar and some Psystorm. I want to see some Psystorm against the Zerg player, Ogogo. That is the much-needed component in FiSheYe's offense right now. We do have an observer scouting and looking for Ogogo. FiSheYe now taking position on his ramp. He sees a lot of lurkers to contend with, though, as the spines from the lurkers now starting to hit some of the units of FiSheYe. I hear them, but I do not see them. We got an observer scouting the lurkers of Ogogo for FiSheYe. Ogogo just massing up units right now in a portion of the map near his base. Queen's Nest up, so we got the hive going now for Ogogo. Going to allow him to reach the 3rd tier of units and faster unit creation. Or, well, eggs coming out, rather. The larva. And now here comes FiSheYe trying to take out some of the lurkers of Ogogo. Ogogo on the other side of the map. He's going to lose a lot of units here if he's not careful. And it looks like FiSheYe trying to lure out some of the units of Ogogo into a Psystorm. We'll see what he's able to do here as Ogogo bringing over lots and lots of Overlords. I'm seeing a drop coming up soon for Ogogo. Nice Psystorm. Good micro there by FiSheYe. Hits a lot of the Lings there of Ogogo, but Ogogo with the fast speed on the Lings able to move those away from the battle. Several Overlords in position right now to do a drop on FiSheYe. FiSheYe seeing those Overlords, though, so we're going to see something coming from FiSheYe. I can feel it. Ultralisk Cavern going up now for Ogogo. Getting those very strong ground units as the whole auditorium is full here in the Cyber Arena at the 2003 Samsung World Cyber Games. FiSheYe versus Ogogo. Germany versus South Korea. Protoss versus Zerg on Dalia of Jungle. FiSheYe bringing down some Zealots right now. He really needs to take out those ground units. He needs to defend his Dragoons against those Zerglings. Now FiSheYe making his way over to another portion of the map. He sees Ogogo. Let's see what Ogogo does here. He's going to retreat a bit. And we've got a lot of attack and retreat right now from both players. Ogogo not really able to control. There goes the Psystorm on a lot of Lings there for FiSheYe. And FiSheYe hurting those Lings very well. He's got some excellent Psystorm micro. And these players seem virtually even. Ogogo with the map control, but FiSheYe just with the more powerful units in Protoss. FiSheYe bringing more and more Zealots down. He's got a lot of them here. There is a lurker minefield, a virtual minefield here for Ogogo with some very spaced out positioning as to not get killed off, not get his... Oh, another good Psystorm there by FiSheYe, hurting lots of Lings for Ogogo, and more Lings go down as they try to engage the Zealots. Ogogo going to have to make a push here soon if he doesn't want to get killed. A lurker taking some damage on the Zealot of FiSheYe. FiSheYe just retreating a bit here. This is a very even matchup for the most part. Ogogo with a lot of expansions, though. There goes the Psystorm on the lurkers of Ogogo. 2 lurkers almost being killed off. And FiSheYe going to retreat a little bit here. Lots of links. Here comes some Ultralisks now for Ogogo. Crowd starting to cheer as they see South Korea taking a possible win here and the gold medal. Let's see what FiSheYe can do. Here come more Ultralisks right now. A lot of units for Ogogo. Lots of Ultralisks, lots of Zerglings. We'll see how well FiSheYe can do some Psystorm micro. Here come the Archons now for FiSheYe. FiSheYe with his heavy units. A virtually even map for both players. Oh my, I can feel my spine shivering as we're about to see another big battle. There goes the Psystorm, and the Lynx going after the Templar of FiSheYe, and now FiSheYe easily killing off those lurkers. But now Ogogo has got himself a lot of Ultralisks, and a lot of Ultralisks going after the Zealots right now of FiSheYe. FiSheYe getting lots and lots of Zealots killed off. Nice Psystorm by FiSheYe, hurting those Ultralisks a lot, but it's not going to be enough. FiSheYe trying to move back here, but he's about to lose some Archons, and a nice push by Ogogo. FiSheYe trying to retreat, and Ogogo is looking like he's going to take the win here. FiSheYe saying GG! Ogogo going to take the win! Ogogo has won over FiSheYe. South Korea has won over Germany. And Ogogo's got to be happy because he just won $20,000 and the gold medal here at the 2003 Samsung World Cyber Games. Listen to the crowd, folks. They are ready to hear from Ogogo as he has just taken the win here in an excellent match versus a very tough competitor in FiSheYe. Silver medal going to Germany. Here for the 2003 Samsung World Cyber Games. And now the players exiting their booths.
네,
네.
WCG 2003 드디어 마지막 순간에 우리 대한민국의 태극전사 희망이었는데
네.
이용범 선수가 해냈습니다.
네, 정말 그렇습니다. 정말 금메달 하나 정말 추가하는 거에 따라서 종합순위가 달라지는데 자, 현장에서는 인터뷰가 준비가 되어 있습니다. 함께 보시죠.
Excellent play from both players. Ogogo grabbing the win for South Korea and the gold medal. Definite congratulations go out to the Zerg player from South Korea, Ogogo. The parents of Ogogo in the audience. The mother of him looks to be tearing up. I believe that's going to be the final bit of coverage here. Final bit of English coverage from TSN. This is Christopher Steven Ionetti, www.tsncentral.com, signing off. Thank you all for listening. This is going to be my last game that I've casted here at the 2003 Samsung World Cyber Games. Thank you for listening. I've had a blast, and I hope to do it again next year in San Francisco for the 2004 World Cyber Games. Good night.
무대 앞에 그 기자들 쫙 모여있는데 거기 뒤에 있어, 바로. 무대 바로 앞에 있어.
이렇게 해서 스타크래프트 개인전 결승전 경기가 모두 끝이 났습니다. 금메달은 대한민국의 이용범 선수에게 돌아갔습니다.
그렇습니다. 그래서 WCG를 이제 마감을 하면서 우리나라가 그동안 사실은 종주국이다 싶을 만큼 많은 게임에서 다른 나라의 추격을 따돌리고 독보적인 위치를 차지하고 있었습니다만 올해 어쨌든 간에 소득은 굉장히 많습니다.
네.
다른 나라들의 그 굉장한 그 실력 향상이라든가 평준화라는 것도 있었고 많은 게임 팬 여러분들이 보다 더 그 다양한 게임들에 대해서 관심을 많이 보여주시는 것도 그랬고 어쨌거나 그것뿐만 아니고 피파나 워크래프트3 같이 기대했었던 종목에서
네.
우리가 좋은 성적은 거두지 못했습니다만 스타크래프트에서는 역시 단체전과 개인전 어렵지만
네.
어쨌거나 금메달을 따내면서 다시 게임 한국의 위상은 다시 한번 세우는 데 성공을 합니다.
예, 그렇습니다. 자, 다시 한번 스타크래프트 결승전에서 금메달을 딴 대한민국의 이용범 선수에게 축하를 드리겠습니다. 자, 이상으로 현장에서 전해드린 월드사이버게임즈 스타크래프트 종목 개인전 결승 중계방송을 마치도록 하겠습니다. 전 세계 게이머들의 축제였던 월드사이버게임즈 2003 모두들 정정당당한 멋진 플레이를 해줬고요. 경기의 승자나 패자가 모두 필요 없습니다. 참가 선수 모두 다 멋진 모습을 보여줬기 때문에 앞으로도 이 멋진 젊은이들을 계속해서 이번 월드사이버게임즈 무대에서 만나볼 수 있길 기대하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 모두 지금까지 수고한 선수들에게 다시 한번 진심 어린 박수를 보내면서 저희 여기서 물러가도록 하겠습니다. 함께해 주신 여러분 대단히 고맙습니다. 안녕히 계십시오.